Everyone's been talking about the overturn of the Hawaiian monarchy. Well, I have an interview with Lilu Kawani herself coming up right now. Hello and welcome to CNN. Today we have a special guest, Queen Lilu Kalani. How are you today, Queen?
I'm well, thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, Queen Lilu Kalani, please tell me a little about yourself.
Well, I was born on September 12, 1838 in Honolulu, Hawaii. I was born into a family of high chiefs and was adopted by Abner Paki in Kona. At the age of 4 years old, my adopted parents enrolled me into the Royal School. At my school, I became fluent in English. At the age of 21, I married John O. Dorminus, son of Boston Sea Captain.
Wow, sounds like a very interesting life. Can you tell me a little bit how you became queen and what your life was like?
Sure, my brother was the king of Hawaii, but sadly he died in 1891 while on a trip to the US. I was then queen of Hawaii. During my reign, many people said that it was a time of economic distress and political unrest, but I don't believe that. I was then dethroned January 16th.
What was your life like when that happened?
I was arrested in January of 1895 after I failed counter-revolution in which firearms were found at my house. I lived in the castle for a while. They did not let me out because they were afraid I would rebel against them.
Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much for your time and explaining your story.
Of course. Thank you for having me on your show.
My pleasure. I hope you all enjoyed that interview with Queen Lila Kawani. Now we're going to send it over to the interviewer who talked to Sanford B. Dole earlier today on his side of the story.
Go. I'm here with Sanford B. Dole, and he has some interesting facts for us today. Welcome, Mr. Sanford B. Dole. We are so glad to have you tonight.
I'm honored to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
So, Mr. Dole, why don't you start off by telling everyone about your childhood?
Well, to start, I was born in 1844 in Honolulu, Hawaii. My parents were American missionaries and were assigned there, so I was born and raised there. I attended Williams College and then went on to begin a law practice in Hawaii. In 1884 and 1886, I served in the Hawaiian legislature. Then in 1887, I sat in with the Hawaiian Supreme Court as an associate justice.
Wow, sounds like you had a very fulfilled life. But what we really are here to talk about are your issues that occurred with Queen Lulukalani.
Oh yes, well you see, the Queen refused to recognize the limitations imposed upon her by the Constitution. So I left what I was doing and became the leader of the government that replaced the monarchy. I was able to do this because I refused to listen to the president's request to have Lulu Kalani restored to the throne.
Interesting. And what were you trying to do when you were president of this government?
Well, I was attempting to get the U.S. annexation of Hawaii. I was not successful with President Grover Cleveland, but then I was finally able to achieve it with President William McKinley. I was honored in 1900 to become the territory's first governor.
Sounds like you did a great job and well-deserved that position.
Some would say, but I had to imprison the Queen herself and the revolutionary leaders that were also involved with the monarchy in order to obtain the U.S. annexation of Hawaii.
I'm sure most people understood what had to be done. What did you do the rest of your life?
Then I decided to retire and continue to work with the judiciary and was the justice of the U.S. District Court for Hawaii.
Sounds like you really played an important role in the Hawaiian government. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great